Hey everyone, welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and today we're going to make a walkabout pouch. I've been out and about a lot lately, seeing Nova Scotia with friends, and it has been a blast. And there's a couple times I wish I would have had something that could have held a water bottle and my phone and possibly a set of keys. And I could have my hands free, just across my body, nice and light, nothing too big, nothing too bulky. So I thought, how can I design one? So I came up with this idea here. We have this is a free pattern. I'm giving it to you right here, right now. Ready now? So I have 7 inches wide, 9 inches long for the main pieces here, and I have quilted each side of the main piece. I have the fabric, just the plain on the inside. I just quilted the one side, as you will see. And then I have a 7 by 7 piece here that represents just the outside pocket on either side. So I did not quilt those, but that is completely up to you if you wanted to do that. There also is 2 widths of fabric, or you can do 2 jelly roll pieces or something like that for this. And this is just going to be your binding that seals up your little pouch and becomes your really thin strap as well, okay? And this becomes adjustable, so make sure you can adjust it to yourself. This makes it very long for somebody maybe with a long torso. I have a short torso, so mine was end up cutting short, so it is approximately, that long. So from the top of the bag over, we're looking at what, 10, 26, so I guess 52 inches, and then you've got the whatever wraps around your pouch. So you could put Velcro on these little bits here if you wanted to. The idea was to have my phone in one pouch, the water bottle straight in the center, and then my keys in another pouch, and they were all kept separate, and then they were easily accessible. I didn't have to worry about anything, but I thought maybe a tiny bit of Velcro over the keys pocket would probably been a good idea. So, and I did realize my phone was deep, so actually my phone sticks out just a little bit above the pockets top. So, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And I could always put it in the center if I wanted to, and a water bottle on the outside, depending on, right? So, so what I have here, so you got 4 pieces of 7 by 9, and make sure you got the 9 is the long part of it, and then we got also 4 pieces of 7 by 7, okay? And then we also have 2 pieces of batting, which is optional if you want to. You don't have to have it to make this bag happen. It is not necessary. But I have 2 pieces of that, about 8 by 10, and we're just gonna deal with that, okay? So first off, we take one of our pieces of the 7 by 9, and I have some very lovely destination fabric here. It's got arrows to Amsterdam, I love to travel, Prague, London, New York, let's go, Istanbul, Toronto, Florence. Been to Toronto, so I can claim one off my list there. So let's just do some basic quilting on this one here. You will see, let me just unclip it here. I just did some just like a gentle little curve. It was nothing too fancy. The other one I just did some cross hatch. So do whatever you like. Do whatever you like just to do some basic quilting. You're just going to quilt the one side. Okay. All right. Just for decoration. Like I say, you don't even have to do it. Okay, this one I think I'm just going to do some straight lines. Just do it across. Just have some fun. That's the point. It's just have some fun. Make something fun for you. And if you want, you can adjust these measurements to fit your body better, or fit who you want it for better, right? Could be for some toys to carry on as you're, puttering around the supermarket. The kid wants to, or the munchkins want to have a little pouch that holds their favorite toys, and there you go. That way they won't get lost. You could also leave the straps just sealed up and use them as ties, so they're very adjustable. You could do that as well, right? Just make sure you do the proper placement to do the middle of your piecing all the way around the like the bottom of the bag and then up, so the top is very much adjustable. Just thought, how can we seal it and make a strap all at once, right? And nothing too much is going to be holding in it, just literally a phone and a bottle of water. So it didn't have to be too thick or be too padded to go on a walkabout and be able to take some pictures and feel hydrated, because it has been extremely warm in many places, including here on the northeast coast of Nova Scotia. But I have seen a lot more things in my neighborhood, thanks to Miss Gwenny and her lovely daughter came to visit. So, and I had a great adventure with them out and about. Just some gentle quilting. I love it when we get visitors. Trying to figure out who wants to be the next one. Who wants to be next? Oh, I just realized there was a hot air balloon in there. Nice! I love hot air balloons. I love hot air balloons. I used to have a kite when I was, when Munchkin was much younger, and we flew up at Pop's uncle's farm. And I just loved how the basket just spun in the wind. It was one of my very favorite kites. And we used to always, because the wind was good and we had the space, we could always fly the kites. So it was a good hobby to get into. And I love all these places. Like, you got Berlin, you got Miami. It's like great fabric to be out and about with, for sure. Right? Rio. London. Been to London. Okay, that's 2 off the list. Toronto and London. Nice. There's a few I'd like to go to. There's Amsterdam. There's Madrid. New York. I don't know about New York. It seems like a lot of people in New York. I like peoples, but you know. Not in my bubble. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Comment below. Alright, one more. And then we will trim this out and then put our other piece, that's our middle section, up against it. And we'll just start sewing this together. It's pretty, it's a really quick little pouch. A roundabout pouch. I'm like, what do we call this? Let's call it a roundabout pouch, because that's kind of what I was designing it for, is being out and about and around. Around and about. Okay, I'm just going to trim it. I'm using my more batting scissors than fabric scissors, just because, you know, it's a poly cotton and some of the fibers can be a little rough, and I would just rather use my non-designated completely fabric scissors for such a task. Okay, so we're just trim, and then we're gonna pin them together, the front and the back. And then once we sew them, we're just going to sew along the one side, okay? Guess I probably could have cut that out over here. Sorry about that. And we're just going to lay these right sides together. And then you can use little clips or you can use pins, whatever it makes you comfortable. We're just going to sew right across here. And then this is what's going to, once we trim the batting off the little bit up here, we're going to flip this around and then just do a little top stitch like we did on this one right here. And actually, in fact, I did twice on this one, just to kind of give a little bit more the edge, a little bit of stability, so when you're putting something in and out. And I same I did with the little 2 top stitches on that one too. So, okay, let's do that. Are you more of a pin person or a clip person? It depends on the project. And with something a little bit thicker than like this, I think I'm more of a clip person. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to trim this just a little bit because we want to fold that other fabric over, and we don't want to get them all bulky, right? Because then that it looks a little weird. Looks like there's a little bulk in there. So once that's trimmed, just fold this over and then lay it flat. Okay. And lay it right up, just snuggle it right up against that seam, and then you want to just do a couple of top stitches right on top of that. Okay. Do one right close to the fold, and then one just a little bit down. Oh, I'll take a 1/4 of an inch. That's up to you. You can do as many as you like. If you wanted to, you could have quilted those 2 pieces together, but it's up to you. You could make this using leftover quilted bits from a project, maybe. Or a couple of orphan blocks. There you go. Okay, now once that's there, okay, we got one side that is just the fabric, which is going to be on the inside, and then this, which is the quilted side, is going to be on the outside. So what we have here, let's do this piece first. That's the other pocket. So let's sew across the top like we did for the top of the bag, in a large section. And we're just going to do the same, but we don't need to trim anything. We're just going to flip and press and then do a top stitch. Okay? There we go. Just flip. Wiggle it, do a little finger press, line it up, line it up. Make sure anything hasn't shifted too much in the shipping, in the process from A to Z. And since I did 2 stitches on the other side, I need to do 2 stitches on the side, two sections of stitches, 2 rows of stitches. A snap. I didn't want a zipper. That was the thing. I didn't want to fiddle with the zipper. I just wanted little pockets, 3 pockets I could pop things in. So you can choose what you want on the outside or the inside, depending on what you got going on. I think I'm going to use the green on the outside, this side, okay? Because I got this on the outside there. So, okay. Though I could have had, oh, actually, no, it's both on that one. Oops. All right. So, wrong side. There we go. Now we're into it. Okay, line everything up. And we're going to reclip. Okay. We're going to put the 2 pouches, the big pouches, together. Make sure our bottoms all line up. Okay. And this is where the clips are very much in handy as opposed to pins. Okay. Put as many as you feel comfortable, and of course you could have averaged these pockets a little bit different. One a little bit shallower for the keys, and then another one for the phone, flip and flop. So you know, it's very much a reversible bag. You can wear it either way, right? So you play and have some fun with your fabric. Okay, once you got this kind of pinned, then I would took my binding and I kind of took where I put it together as a diagonal seam, and I took that and I tried to come around the middle of one side. Okay, and I just line that up, and then I'm just going to reclip it, including that in my project. Okay, make sure you clip it all gets there. Okay, and then what I did is I sewed here first and then went up the sides to make sure I could, if you wanted to be able to adjust the top. Okay, so let's do this first. Let's scoot it under here, sew it all together. This is where a walking foot comes in handy, very handy dandy at this one, at this section. So other than that, just be patient with your machine as it probably tries to chug through that with a regular foot. Okay, I started about a 1/4 inch away, and I'm trying to sew a 1/4 inch away. Threads, and then you take it out, and then you would fold it like you would a normal binding. Okay, scooted right up there in the corner, and then back down, removing the clips before sewing, and then straight on up. Okay. All the way. Just do a little back stitch, okay, and then we're going to do the other side. Make sure we're all good there. Okay, so there, we take this, and we do the little fold on the diagonal. We're just going the other way, but with the fabric is still necessary to be there, and then we're just going to run it up the side, and then come from the top down. Okay. I'm just holding this with this hand here. I'm just going to remove my clips, keeping my fold where I need it. I didn't give myself too much. Alright. Alright, now comes the fun part. Now we have this. Now we can kind of clip off our sharp edges, because I had some round edges on the first one. So I thought, oh, we'll do that. We don't make it sharp. We don't need to make it sharp. So we can make them a little rounder. Okay. And then we're going to take that other binding that we had, fold it in on itself almost the width, and then clip. Okay. And then you can either hand stitch this or machine top stitch all this in place, and make sure you're doing a nice fold at your corners for your binding. Okay. Make it pretty. This one's turning out a little bit more pointier corners. I'm fine with that. Okay. And then once you get to the top part here, okay, once you get to there, see that there, hopefully, good in the camera. You're just going to continue by folding the bias or the binding on itself and either popping pins or clips to hold it, and then you're just going to stitch all the way around, and then that's going to give you, okay, here, let's go here, let's lay it out here. Once I started in the center, I did the bottom first and then up each side, and then I folded the binding over almost on itself. You can see where it's almost tucked right there on itself, and that gives you enough. And that could either, if you want to hand stitch that, or you can machine it all the way around. I did the machine on this one. Okay, and you can see that there. I just came down around and then sewed up all the way the strap, and then of course I adjusted it to where it needed to be for me for comfortability's sake, right? So and then it became a nice sealed up pouch. You got your edges all done, your two little pockets, and you're rocking and rolling. Got yourself a little roundabout or out and about pouch. Okay, and like I said, it fits my phone wherever my phone went. Here it is. Either this way, there, like I say, just it's a little bit tall, and or right in there completely hidden up. It's like I say, you can put a Velcro there, water bottle there, whatever. You can even, if you had a little beaner, you can clip your little keys onto here too. So I think it's a perfect, to me it's a perfect height. I like the way it sits. It's not too heavy, and I think it'd be a nice little fun project for you to make with somebody. So all right, thank you everybody. Hope you have a fantastic day, and see you tomorrow, Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, where we're gonna work on this fun fabric bag making thing here called Mondo Bag by MP Maddie Rhodes, and it's called Quilt Smart, Quilt Classics Modern Methods. Yeah, and it's this is a 2-panel thing, and it makes a fun little bag looking like that. So yeah, we're gonna use some bits and bobs around here. Okay, I haven't decided what exactly colors I want to make it, if I just want to make it a couple tones, or do I want to make it super duper scrappy. So that'll be probably a couple of Saturdays. So there we go. So we'll see you then. Take care everybody, and hopefully you make an out and about bag for you homies. Take care.